You are checking her phone again. 3 months after, maybe 6. You told yourself you would trust again, but your hand moves toward her device while she showers. You are not looking for evidence. You are looking for confirmation that you are safe. You are not safe, not because she is cheating, but because you built your safety on inspection instead of infrastructure. I'm going to show you how to never get cheated on again. Not by monitoring her, not by being paranoid, by building something called the abundance infrastructure. This makes betrayal statistically impossible, not because you control women, because you control the filter. If you are tired of being the man who has to play detective to feel secure, stay locked in. This is the architecture of immunity. The screening error. Most men who get cheated on make the same error twice. They focus on loyalty. Loyalty is not a trait you find, it is a behavior that emerges from specific conditions. The first condition is your abundance infrastructure. Think of it like this. A man with no money guards his wallet with anxiety. A man with capital does not worry about one transaction, he has optionality. Your relationships work the same way. When you have no options, no pipeline, no ecosystem, you tolerate crumbs. You miss red flags because the cost of seeing them is too high. You cannot afford to lose her. That scent of desperation is detectable. It lowers your value. It signals that you will accept betrayal just to avoid emptiness. The abundance infrastructure fixes this at the root. It is 3 pillars: financial liquidity, social proof, and what I call the replacement cost paradox. Let us break them down. Pillar 1, financial liquidity. Not wealth, liquidity. You do not need to be rich. You need to be able to walk away from any dinner, any lease, any shared account without panic. Most men stay with disloyal women because the rent is too high to split, because the vacation is already booked, because moving is expensive. That is not a relationship. That is a joint venture with emotional debt. You need a walk-away fund. 6 months of expenses minimum, cash, accessible, untouchable by her or by joint decisions. This is not preparation for failure. This is the chemical signal to your nervous system that says, I can survive the worst case. When your body knows you can survive being alone, your behavior changes. You stop tolerating disrespect. You stop managing her moods to secure the housing. Women sense this liquidity, not the dollar amount, the lack of fear. A man who can walk away anytime speaks differently. He makes eye contact differently. He has no "please do not leave" subtext vibrating under his words. That is the first filter. Women who require dependency do not select men with walkaway funds. They select men with scarcity. Build the fund. Keep it invisible. Let it radiate through your bones. Pillar 2, the social network. You are isolated. Most men are. They have their woman and maybe 2 work friends they drink with. When she is your entire social life, you have no reference point for sanity. She defines normal. She defines acceptable. The abundance infrastructure requires what I call the male ecosystem. Not a boys' club that gets drunk and complains. A network of men who are further ahead than you, men who would notice if you shrank, men who would call out your tolerance for poor treatment. You need 3 types. The mentor. He's been through it. He knows the signs. He sees your blind spots. The mirror. He's at your level, fighting the same battles. He keeps you honest when you want to text her at midnight. The pace car. He's younger or newer to the game. Teaching him reminds you what you know. It forces you to embody the lessons instead of just memorizing them. This network does 2 things. First, it proves to your subconscious that you are not alone, that if she leaves, you do not vanish into the void. You have a tribe. Second, it creates social proof. Women do not cheat on men who are socially connected, not because they fear retaliation, but because social connection signals status. It signals that other humans have vetted you and found you valuable. Build the ecosystem before you need it. Join the jujitsu gym, start the mastermind, have Thursday nights that are non-negotiable male space. She should know that if she betrays you, she doesn't just lose you, she loses access to your network, your status, your ecosystem. That is a cost she can calculate. The replacement cost paradox. Here's the dangerous truth. Men who never get cheated on don't have better girlfriends. They have higher replacement costs. Replacement cost is what she would have to spend to find your equivalent after losing you. Most men lower their replacement cost daily. They stop working out after commitment. They stop pursuing income growth. They let their social skills atrophy. They become comfortable. Then they are shocked when she trades them for a man who is still ascending. You must become expensive to replace, not by being controlling, by being continuously upgraded. This is the paradox. The man who is most immune to betrayal is the man who is most prepared to be alone. You do this through what I call the double track. Track 1 is the relationship, presence, intimacy, care. Track 2 is your private ascension, the skills you're building that have nothing to do with her, the revenue streams she doesn't manage, the body you're sculpting for your own standards, not her attraction. When she sees you on track 2, she knows something critical. She knows that if she betrays the trust of track 1, she doesn't get to access the benefits of track 2. Other women are watching track 2. She knows this, not because you threaten her, but because you are visible. You are in the world. You are not hiding in the relationship. That visibility creates the replacement cost. She knows that replacing you would require finding a man who is both present like you and ascending like you. That combination is rare. Most men are either present but stagnant or ascending but absent. You become both. That's the cheat-proof profile. The vetting protocol. Now we talk about selection, because infrastructure means nothing if you move a terrorist into the building. You need a vetting protocol, not rules. Rules are what weak men use to feel safe. I said no male friends. That's a rule. It signals fear. Standards are different. Standards are observations of her behavior that determine whether she gets access to your infrastructure. Standard 1, history of loyalty. Not to you, to friends, to employers, to family. Does she keep commitments when it costs her, or does she have a trail of burned bridges and toxic ex-friends? Standard 2, conflict capacity. Does she run when tension arises, or does she repair? Women who can't handle the discomfort of confrontation will seek comfort outside the relationship when you inevitably disagree. Standard 3, reciprocity velocity. When you give, how quickly does she reciprocate? Not in words, in actions. If you upgrade her travel, does she upgrade your care? Or does she absorb benefits and produce gratitude instead of return investment? You observe these for 90 days before full commitment. You do not explain this protocol to her. You simply watch, and you keep your infrastructure running the entire time. If she passes, she gets access to deeper layers. If she fails, your walkaway fund is ready, your ecosystem supports you, your replacement cost remains high because track 2 never stopped. The maintenance phase. You do not build this once, you maintain it like a dam. Every morning you work on track 2 before checking her mood. Every week you invest in the social ecosystem. Every quarter you audit your liquidity. You do not do this to prevent cheating. You do this because it is the only way to actually enjoy the relationship. When you know you can walk away, you can actually stay. When you know you have options, you can actually choose her. When you know you are expensive to replace, you can actually relax. That's the irony. The man who is most prepared for betrayal is the man who least worries about it. Look at your phone. You are still tempted to check her messages. I understand, but build this instead. Build the fund, build the network, build the double track, then watch what happens. The checking stops, not because you trust her more, but because you trust yourself to survive her. Comment below the word infrastructure if you're done playing detective and ready to become the standard. If you want the specific financial roadmap for the walkaway fund or the exact questions to ask in month 2 of dating to vet her properly, that's in the next video. It's called the 90-day vetting protocol. Click it now. Do not go back to checking her location. Go forward to building your immunity. Bulletproof.